Hey y'all, this is Exia Riser. Um, just checking in on our Road to Silver newbie. Goat Sneezes the channel. Um, just dropped a video for us 31 minutes ago, so I'm just gonna go ahead and watch this, and we'll see if
Still,
there's any
still on a,
improvements.
still on the burner. This is another pre-intro to the video.
Oh, let's just look at the stats real quick here. Hmm. Okay. I don't know how we didn't get 5 items here. I mean, we won. We had a ton of kills. I don't know how we didn't get a full build out of this for a 38-minute game. And I think at 34, 38, 43, 38, 28, 35, um, it might be worth looking at the end games to figure out how do we close out games? How do we get 22 and 10, 8 and 7, and not be in a 40-minute game? But also, this is iron, so we just take it all into perspective. Take it with you know the skill level that this is operating in. So I do have to keep that in mind.
just to let y'all know, because yeah, the stats are fucked up on GG and stuff. Is not updating. You know what I'm saying? This was yesterday. Still on a burner, but this is my
Oh, I
recent
also wanted to see if you're still
GG and stuff is
duoing.
not.
It was just a curiosity of mine. Okay, so a different ADC, different ADC, different. Okay, so that's good. That's good.
Updating. You know what I'm saying?
Because this guy here is 10 games played with him. Um, so I mean, it's good that you're playing a majority of your games on your own.
This was yesterday.
Because even this 10 games played, a 60% win rate. Um, this is definitely not reflective of your skill level. If you alone are a 46% Iron 1, then having a 60% win rate in 10 games is a substantial alteration to what your competency within the game is. That this would boost you up. Um, Even at a 60%, I don't know at what point this would flatten out, but this guy alone could just complete your road to silver. Just having him on your team could get you through bronze if you're at Iron 1. 60% won't even out in the next 400 LP. Um, that, let's say you see diminishing returns. I don't know what the rank this guy is, but if you see diminishing returns as you climb up to where you're, what is it, bronze 4, then bronze 3, and then bronze 2, and suddenly you're down to 53%, you are still in a positive state that you'll still climb, that you'll eventually just end up getting the silver while you are still remaining a technical Iron 1 46% skill level. You'll have reached silver, so it's not a real reflection of you as a player. But it's good to see that uh, Phil's isn't showing up in here.
Still on a burner, but this is my recent game like right now. Let me turn this nigga to like that. This is my recent game has been like, you know what I'm saying? So finally hit bronze. We're back in bronze. You feel me? And unfortunately, I'm running out of hats. This is about my last swaggy hat I got. Until I re-up on hats down the line. But yeah. Also, precursor. I might start streaming. Y'all just let me know when the best time for y'all. I'm not gonna do long streams. I'm just gonna do little 2 hour, maybe like 2 or 3 games and stuff. Y'all let me know what the best times is for y'all, because I'm not trying to upload super fucking whatchamacallit super late. I wasn't trying to. It's just for some reason sometimes when I record the shit take 45 minutes to upload. Sometimes it take an hour. I'll be waking up at ungodly times. I'll be up all like late at night. But I'm about to just start It might not be same day gameplay, but I'm
So just a few personal thoughts for that. I'm not new to gaming per se, but Twitch is weird to me. I guess prior to 2020, this is like just a personal story. Prior to 2020, the idea of watching people play games on the internet was very foreign to me. I could never understand the concept of why you would sit down and watch somebody play a game or do anything on stream. It really made no sense to me. Uh, that Twitch is very foreign to me. So streamers themselves are very foreign to me. But in 2020, where obviously everything was closed, I would leave the shop and sit in a parking lot eating lunch, and I ended up just watching streamers in the truck off of the phone, just propped up on the dashboard or propped up on my hat. And so I did find a purpose and a point to watching streamers. Said, okay, I enjoy video games, and I do not have anything better to do right now. That let's just check out some of this stuff. And it was games I didn't even play. Like for some reason, I really enjoyed watching Ryukar, and he played. It's a Mario game. I think it's on like the Switch or something. Mario Maker, Mario Builder, something like that. Um, and it was just really difficult technical uh, platforming type of map designs that I just, for some reason, I enjoyed watching him play. I've never played Mario Maker. I know nothing about the intricacies of learning the mechanics of the platforming and the different things that you can do, like shell jumps and other things. But I just really enjoyed watching that. So I became partial to enjoying watching streamers. And so I can now get behind the streaming. However, Twitch is still very weird to me. I don't like the operating system. I don't like how it is displayed on the phone for when like I'm watching things at the shop. I don't like the chat. The like how it's oriented, how it's located. That I highly favor YouTube. When I watch streamers, I tend to try and find YouTube streamers, or I just tend to end up watching a lot of YouTube videos. But then when I watch streamers, it's generally on YouTube. I like the chat orientation there better. I like that I can shut the phone off and put it in my pocket and still listen to the guy tell stories and talk and do his gameplay, and some of the streams are games and some of the streams are say it's like an Asmongold type of thing where sometimes he just goes into 2 hour rants on a subject, and I say, okay, I could listen to this. But I don't watch them on Twitch. I generally watch them on YouTube. The convenience of shutting the phone off and putting it in my pocket, or turning the phone on and actively viewing it, but also being able to pull up the chat or put the chat away, or have it in a place that I like it, that doesn't seem to interfere with the viewing of the content that I'm here for. Uh, for some reason, I am not partial to Twitch. I just don't like its flow, its format. I do watch it on the computer every now and again, but when I am actively looking for entertainment or something, I very, very rarely go to Twitch. So I am partial to YouTube. It's just a personal rant of mine that I like YouTube. I do not like Twitch.
make sure I get a video out either how I got it out right now, which might be like 5 or 6, or if I'm uploading it for the next day, then it's definitely gonna be like on some 11 a.m., 12 p.m. type
No,
shit.
the other weird ass rant that I have about YouTube versus Twitch is commercials. Um, I don't understand the monetization of Twitch, but I also rarely use it. Uh, but I know that I can pay for YouTube Premium, and my one payment of that month covers my account within YouTube, and then I can listen to music in the truck. I can have the phone shut off, and the phone is sitting in the passenger seat, or sitting in the center console, or somewhere. It doesn't have to be turned on, and the music still then just actively plays through the truck. I can listen to music at the shop. I can watch any videos that I might find of the giant catalog of searchable content within YouTube that's organized really well. And I can just actively find everything that I could ever want for entertainment purposes on YouTube. When I go and I watch Twitch, like I want to watch Alois. I want to see the top lane fundamentals. I want to see his teaching techniques and explanations for how the game should be played properly. I would like to be able to engage with Aloy's content. But when I go to Twitch, then I get 6 30-second commercials in the middle of the level 1 to level 6 time span. And so this is terrible for early game development, that the commercials are smacked right into the most important part of the game, establishing your early game. And so you say, okay, we'll just buy the membership, or the buy the commercial free version of Twitch, but it doesn't work that way. You buy it for that specific person, for that specific channel, and so then if some other day I say, oh, you got the Challenger climb that's going on with Azap and some other guys that I've never heard of, but I says, oh, I like this Azap guy. He's playing Vel'Koz. It's an interesting pick, and he seems like an interesting person that's easy to listen to, and so I'll check this out. Oh well, if you don't want the commercials in the most important part, then pay like $3 or something. It's like I'm not going to. If I go to YouTube, I can listen to any random ass amount of music, then get bored of it, swap to another thing, watch that, then get bored of it, swap to another thing, and I can do that 100 times off of the same purchase that I had made in, what the fuck is this month, March 1st, off of YouTube's premium. Whereas on Twitch, it says, oh, you swapped to a random person because you got bored of the other person. We would like another $3, please. But it just, the entire the entire function of Twitch annoys me. So it's another rant there. But we'll go into this guy's video now.
Y'all let me know what's the best times for streaming is for y'all, for whoever can catch it. It might not be every day. You know what I'm saying? The Twitch thing might be a little sporadic unless I see a lot of people coming in, and I might do it like maybe twice a week, 3 times a week, or whatever.
There was even
like 2 hours,
Trice the God was playing Shyvana
yeah,
on a climb
know.
about a month ago, and he was streaming on Twitch, and I tried watching, and I couldn't do it. Like even just sitting in the shop, the buffering, the loading, the pausing, it would get stuck, and then I would have to like go over towards the door and get enough service to get it to activate again. It was a pain in the dick, whereas YouTube doesn't do that. It just runs very cleanly. And so I would wait for Trice the God to upload a YouTube video instead of watching it on Twitch. But it would have been nice to hang out with him as a community type of thing, even though it was just like me and 2 other people. It would have been nice to hang out with the live crew. But
I think if y'all look back,
I'm a YouTube fan.
20 and something. That game was so difficult to CS, bro, because Twisted Fate was all over the place. I think who was that? Fate overcomplicated. I haven't seen the choke at in a minute. We've been doing our thing, man. We've been doing our thing, man. Keeping it simple. I'm trying not to even overcomplicate it. Even though there was one game, it was that Twisted Fate. It was the game where I think if y'all look back, it was like I was like 20 and something. That game was so difficult to CS, bro, because Twisted Fate was all over the place. I think who was I playing against? A Nunu or something? I don't know. Nunu was all up in my shit. We had no control over no side of the fucking map at all, bro. Like it was hard, but we did what we had to do though. We had to do. I gotta stay on my floor. I got T1 in the back a little bit. I got to. I did it a little bit too late.
Yeah, so we can talk about hard games. We can talk about that.
Rek'Sai, I don't.
What I would like to note right here is I had suggested that in these low elos, you always want to start opposite of the bot lane. You always want to start in path top to bot. Um, Regardless of team comps, regardless of who your bot laners are, how the lanes look, what the potential engagements are, or who's going to win, who's going to lose, who's going to have prio, you always want to path top to bot. The major reason for that, there's two reasons. One, well, there's three reasons. Uh, the first reason, the biggest reason, is that we do not know anything. We are new. We don't know the champions. We don't know how they interact, and we don't know if we win or if we lose certain fights. So, given that this is low elo, the enemy jungler, just like all junglers, just like Goat Sneeze was doing in the beginning, they always take the bot side leash. They always take the bot side leash because there's two people hitting it, not one. You don't even need the leash. You could practice your clear and go leashless every single time. But low elo will always take the bot side leash. There are a few unique champions who don't, and people who play those champions know their champion well enough to realize that they don't take leashes and they start somewhere weird like Raptors. But we don't have to know that because let's just say 95% of the champion pool in low elo will start double bot side leash. We, for the purpose of consistency, do not want to take the bot side leash against another jungler and always plan on meeting here at the Scuttle at 3:30. Where if we take the leash and they take the leash, we meet at 3:30 and it's 50-50 whether we win or not. Because 50% of the champions echo beats and 50% of them they don't. It's not exactly accurate, but let's just say we do not want to 50-50 every single game at the Scuttle. We want to diff them over time. We want to diff them through consistency of farm and items and objectives that we don't want the game decided at 3:30. So I like that you have moved from the bot side leash to just generally starting. You did this in the last game too, starting opposite of the bot lane so that we are not 50-50 flipping on the Scuttle against the enemy jungler who we know nothing about and we don't know if we win or if we lose. We just always meet here and find out. We're not going to find out anymore, so I do like this, that we're just starting here. Um, the second reason was that, again, we do not know champions. So we don't even know where to start advantageously in the first place in Iron. We don't know if Cho'Gath beats Yorick. We don't know if Yorick beats Cho'Gath. We don't know how this lane plays out. We don't know anything about Vlad. We don't know anything about Ari. And that looks like Janna, but I don't know. I thought it was TF, but TF's on our team, so I don't know who this is underneath the watermark. But we don't know how this lane plays out, so we don't know how to choose a proper path to say this would be advantageous to get this lane ahead, but it's also not important. It's not important to us, relevant to being an Iron trying to climb to silver. These types of things aren't the things that win or lose us games in Iron, that we can just disregard them and say this is not the giant hole that causes me to be a 46% win rate. But starting opposite of the bot lane, opposite of the double leash, is a giant hole we can fill that we just simply are not dying 50% of games here on Scuttle, where now we're immediately a 50% win rate, and we can only go down from there. We can't go up because we're just setting our game up for 50-50 immediately, and we can only do worse. We can't do better. So I do like this.
Let me turn him down a little bit. I don't know what Rek'Sai does, bro.
Okay, so yeah, exactly. We don't know what Rek'Sai does. Since we don't know what Rek'Sai does, we
I don't know
don't
what she
want to be
does,
just meeting
but
here at the Scuttle.
doesn't really fucking matter, to be honest. It does not matter.
And if we happen to have a game where we do get an odd jungler that doesn't start double bot side leash, it's an anomaly and it's okay, and we just throw that out of the data and say that wasn't a part of the standard.
I wish we weren't playing against a Yorick, bro. I hate Yoriks. I don't know why he didn't. Okay. I thought he was gonna struggle.
Oh, it's a
Imagine the
Vayne.
world nobody was fronting. Is it Yumi down there?
Yeah,
We
Vayne
have
Yumi bot lane.
Anna and is that TF? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We got a TF. Fuck with it. I know I'm not using my W enough, but like I don't even remember if I used my W for whatchamacallit for the Ravens.
And as far as efficiency of the clear for using the W, you can look up an echo clear, which I'm sure you've already done, but you can look up an echo clear and just
320 what?
practice
328 clear type
what like
shit.
a high elo person is doing. Try to emulate what they're doing
Solid.
so that your clear is as good as you could get it.
Um, I just want to get some damage off. I'm just back.
Okay, so
Let's get
this
my
is
dark
good.
seal. Get this thing popping. Hopefully y'all doing good, man. Hope y'all doing good, bro.
Yeah, so this is
Slowly
good. If we
taking this.
reflect on our first 4 minutes of the game, we got our full clear in, and we got our scuttle, and then we did like a mini gank here in the mid lane. Um, there was nothing bot because they're under tower, so at least you went to something that you could put some damage onto. It's an ineffective gank because nothing's going to come from it. You don't have enough damage to truly damage Ari, and you also don't know what Vlad does. But I know that Vlad is worthless right now at 4 minutes, so he wouldn't be able to do anything. That it's an ineffective gank, but that doesn't matter. What matters is you effectively did your clear. You didn't get distracted or pulled off somewhere else or wander or do anything else. You just straight up did the clear, did the scuttle, did a mini gank, cleared the ward, and recalled. You didn't get distracted in the middle of the ward where Ari walks back up and you say, okay, maybe we could do something again. Fuck doing something again. We just recall, get our items, come right back here at the 9 second Stone Bros. So this is a good, solid first 4 minutes of the game.
Climb off. Slowly. Slowly but surely. Slowly but surely. Gonna need
So
some help.
something for the future. Now that I've actually seen this in 2 games now, which I would say is enough to be relevant for consistency. That I have seen you full clear into scuttle and then gank and then recall properly. Your 4 minutes on time, doing what you're supposed to be doing. So now we can add a small feature into this. When you full clear and you get your scuttle, and you don't have to gank, but if you gank or you do whatever, if you recall, when you come back up here, this is a deadly gank timer. There are a few early game deadly gank timers on your spawns. This is one of them, where everybody in low elo, not everybody, and I don't know at what point people start paying attention, but let's just pretend for a moment that even in Iron, people are aware of the 330 scuttle gank, where you're supposed to be on scuttle at 330. It's going to be down around 345, and so at 330, 345, possibly even at 3 minutes, where you may gank prior to doing the scuttle, most laners should be aware of that specific gank timing. The full clear into gank. The first time. And this is where you start diffing people. Where low elo is aware of things the first time, but not the second time. If you full clear and you full clear again, more often than not in Iron, you are going to be ahead because most junglers can stay consistent for one clear. They cannot stay consistent for two. They they have the brain capacity to stay consistent for one, and then they recall, and then they get distracted by shinies somewhere else, and so then they immediately fall behind on CS by the 4 minute mark. So even laners behave the same way. They may be aware of the 330 timer, but they may not be aware of the recall come in from base, and instead of doing the Stone Bros, you immediately come into your Yorick and gank. He's pushed up. He is not aware of the timer. This is timer number 2 that everybody needs to be aware of, that you took this bot scuttle, you showed coming from the bot side bush, so it's likely for jungle tracking purposes that you need to come back to top to start your clear again. Because you're coming back to top, you have a gank timer here, and then you go into your clear. This is something that as a jungler you can do as just a first and a second action. First action, full clear, scuttle, and possibly gank. Recall, look at second action gank here before you start your clear, because you have a timer and he does not know this timer. The 5-minute gank timer can be a deadly gank timer in low elo because they don't know the timers. They know the 330, they don't know the second action timer. So it could be something to look at here.
I've been using the same runes, the same challenger runes. Same thing, same shebang.
So let's see if we end up looking for this.
I'm pretty confident.
It looks like we're looking. And we're not. We're going to go right into the other clear. Or we are, which is still okay. It's still okay. Sweeper.
The flashy.
You're going to get the kill here, but we're also going to talk about this. Okay, so...
Must not get how this works.
Yeah. Well, I want to hear your thoughts, and then I'll tell you what I'm going to say.
Must not get how this works. Like, I can E over that type. Let's go.
Okay, so... As a mechanic of Echo, I'm certain that you've looked up a clear, so I'm also certain that you've looked up combos, and somebody said that flash play is a standard Echo play. What I want you to be aware of, where you can see it right here on the 5-minute timer, that it's 4:51. Just call this the 5-minute timer. Yorick doesn't know this timer. Yorick is pushed up. Yorick cannot get away from here. He's just dead. This health, this far up, this is free. You don't have to blow the flash. When you flash, he flashes. So we want to walk in. We could literally just walk this in. If you go from the bush over here behind the map, we also want to sweep. We need to sweep. That's the point of the sweeper. Hit that sweeper so that it deactivates the wards and you can get into this lane. The moment that you hit here, essentially anytime that you get behind him, it could be right here, it could be here, it could be here, he's dead. If you draw a line from here, if you can get from here, he is dead. Just right here. I'd say like this little peak right here. The moment that you come around this rock, you are now behind his character. If you drew a line, especially here, I mean, he's just dead. You draw a line here, it is impossible for Yorick to walk straight this way without you being able to cut him off. And you will meet him roughly here at this bush that he is going to have to flash. But he's so low, it doesn't matter. He's going to have to flash, but you still have flash. So instead of you offensively flashing in, that it's flash and then flash, you make him flash so that it's flash. He flashes first. Make him make the first move because he's already dead. You don't have to manufacture anything in this play. He's already dead. He has killed himself by not being aware of the timer, by not being aware that he is pushed up, he is low. Cho'Gath has done a good job of getting him low and setting him up to die. That you don't need to flash into this. The kill is already secured simply by him being up here and being low. That you come in and it's flash. He's already dead. So you move in, you dash in. Yeah, you can dash, but if you just walk, and if he flashes away, then you can dash. You don't even have to use the flash even still. You don't have to use the flash. Q is a slow. He's going to flash this way, so you just walk it in. You just walk him in. He is already dead. He can't go anywhere. He can't escape. We don't need to use the flash. Just just accept that he's already dead. It looks cool to see flash EQ W stun kill, but we don't need to look cool. We just want to win. And he is freely giving you a kill here. And then that's a zoning stun, keeps him up into the hole, which is fine.
Must not get how this works. Like, I can E over that type. Let's go. Rex. Okay, he's coming over here.
Yeah, so he's gonna come up to you.
I don't really feel like fighting him. And yeah, York just basically came back and he's got long swords and refillables.
So the difference, I can point this out as well, where I made a previous video about killing the top laner and then they TP in and there was nothing gained. This is different because it did not cost us any time. We are still on our time. We haven't lost or given anything away for free. We were already moving this way. We were here. We moved in. We took the kill. We moved right back. We didn't lose any time. Whereas in the previous game, we went out of our way to kill the top laner. It didn't work. We came back to the bush. We went into a recall. Then we came back out of the bush. And it was like a Renekton stun into our stun into an Urgot kill. And then Urgot just TP'd right back in and caught the entire wave that was crashing into the tower. And so we lost a good 30 seconds, possibly 45, all the way into a minute of time for that play. This play didn't cost us anything. That this is a good play because it's on our timer. It was on the 5-minute gank timer. On our return to our clear, it went successfully. Then we come right back into our clear and we proceed to go all the way down into dragon or whatever's happening bot. That this is a good gank. The Urgot Renekton gank wasn't a good gank. Cho'Gath should have TP, so he should be able to defend himself here.
Oh my god.
Okay, we get 2 free grubbies and a kill.
I'm not gonna lie. That was it perfecto.
Okay, and so this is another good example of what I had said before, where top lane doesn't know the timer, so he is willing to kill himself because he doesn't know anything. You don't have to do anything extra. You don't have to try and manufacture a play or create something from nothing. He just kills himself. Here, you are in the area. Everybody on the map should be aware that you just killed Warwick and you are top. This is where you are. Warwick isn't in a position to do anything here because he just died. And he used his TP, he used his flash, he has nothing. Rek'Sai, on vision, walks through here into the grubbies and starts up the grubbies. And so you can take a peek. I mean, you have dashes. It's easy for you to dash over this wall and see if he's doing it. And then he is doing it. And so then you just kill him. You didn't have to manufacture it, try to create something from nothing. He willingly killed himself. And that is going to be the theme of low elo, is that if we stay consistent, we get our farm, we take the objectives, and then we just take the things that people give us for free. Yorick gave you a free kill. Rek'Sai just gave you a free kill. And this is repeatable in every game. You can build a consistent, repeatable game plan just on this idea that they are willing to kill themselves and give things away for free, and this is another example. So now we're 2-0. Going into our second clear, we have grubs. Thanks for the leash, Rek'Sai. You gave us 2 of them. Everything's working out nicely because we haven't broken from our plan and our consistency of farming, and we just took what they gave us for free. They're willing to kill themselves. We will take the kills.
Yeah, I need a back, but she's. Well, I mean, Excuse me.
And this fucking goofball. Yeah, so you just kill him here too. This is stupid.
Oh, yeah, you're done.
This is stupid. But again, we'll just keep operating under the idea of they will just offer up
I'm not
free
fighting that. He
shit.
got that. That's all I am.
Yep, and then you just recall. That's also a good play. Like, I can't overemphasize how good of a play this is. That you simply recalled. You didn't chase. You didn't go with Vlad. You didn't see an Ari here and say, "Oh, we could do more." You don't have to do more. They're just killing themselves. Allow them the opportunity to fuck up the game. They are willing to fuck up the game. We will just sit back and say thank you. Just say thank you. We don't have to go out of our way to do anything about this at all. We just say thank you. And in low elo, this happens a lot. That just more than 50% of the time, for the purpose of getting a more than a 50% win rate to climb to silver, people will just throw their games away, doing whatever the fuck Yorick's plan was here. I, I don't know what he thought was
I'm
gonna
not fighting that. He
happen,
got that. That's all I am.
but it wasn't. He didn't think that was gonna happen, but I don't know what he thought was gonna happen.
Farm City, bitch. That's how I'm feeling too.
What a goofy play.
I don't know
What's he
what he's
thinking?
singing. Well, I know he's singing Rack City, but Stack City. He's playing Smolder. Um, yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. I might just speak on the little streaming shit, man. Might have to, man. Just easy, interactable with y'all. You feel me? I want it to be just a chill vibe, though. You feel me? Just on some chill shit. Maybe this ain't no chance for real time coaching. I just want everybody to come in there and be able to like have a good time and like vibe up in there. You know what I'm saying? Maybe like how I'm watching T1, y'all like watching while y'all are playing and shit like that, and just kicking and all that. You know what I'm saying? I know everybody wants to, everybody trying to help me succeed and shit. But
So this is true. Nobody wants to get backseat gamed. Nobody wants to be playing their game with 50 people in chat saying, "Oh, go do dragon right now. Go do dragon right now." You know, I'm doing this, but I am doing this independent of the gameplay itself. And then I copy and link the video to you, and if you want to see it, you can, and if you don't, then you don't. But backseating in a live situation where it's just fucking annoying. So it's, oh, I hate do this. Oh, I hate do this. Like, just let me drive. Just let me drive. Let me drive the bus, and you just sit back there and enjoy the ride.
you feel me? Um, you know what I'm saying? I overall like what I'm saying. Getting good at the game is gonna take time regardless. So you feel me? So just want everybody just come in this bitch, have some fun. You know what I'm saying? Talk with each other.
Okay, so I do want to address this very quickly. Um, as an echo mechanic, your W stun, the big circle, you use it for camps, you use it for zoning up here at Yorick, but here at the Dragon, where Rek'Sai had showed in this bush, it appears that we have vision back here on the mini-map of Rek'Sai. Rek'Sai can get over this wall, but even if Rek'Sai couldn't get over this wall, if it was a different champion that doesn't have that kind of mobility, an echo-specific idea is that you don't want to be using your W on the dragon. You want to hold it. You don't need that extra DPS. If you're going to be taking the dragon, then you should be mentally strong. You should be mentally aware that your champion is strong enough to do the dragon at this moment. And so you say, this dragon is just ours. There's nothing they can do about it. The dragon is ours at this moment. That's why we are taking it. And you hold your W, so that if Rek'Sai comes in, if he does something stupid like try to steal it, you have your W, and you can just stun him. So you want to hold your W in these scenarios. Same thing up here at Grubs, where you were able to get the W down on him so that he's stunned and he's just dead. If Rek'Sai enters the pit, he's just dead. Right now, he's not just dead because W is on an 11-second timer. Right now it's not. It has 11 seconds left. I think it starts at 20. That is a long cooldown for a potential dragon steal. But in these situations, hold your W. You don't need it for the DPS. You have an ADC, you have a support, and you have your own damage that you are confidently, strongly taking the dragon right now. And if Rek'Sai decides to be stupid, you have your stun. It will be available and ready to go for when he enters the pit.
Some friends up in there, maybe y'all
Which he may even try. He may, yeah, right there.
y'all can link. Ooh. Okay.
Okay,
Maybe y'all can
so
link and shit like
it
that.
actually happened.
Make some friends up in there, maybe y'all.
Now it becomes a smite fight. Who has a better smite? Neither of you. Twisted Fate took the dragon. So you failed the smite. Rek'Sai failed the smite. You smited. Actually, you didn't smite at all. Rek'Sai actually almost got it. Like, he almost stole this dragon. By rights, Rek'Sai has no claim to this dragon. This dragon is yours. Your team is too strong just because you were 2-0 and you are taking this dragon. And they do not get to make this play. They do not get to make this play. He should not be able to come in here because you have W. You don't have it right now, but this is why you hold W. Because he smited. He almost got it. Twisted Fate actually cleaned off the dragon right here. So you failed this. You didn't even get the smite. Rek'Sai failed the smite, but they almost just stole this. This should not even be an option. And so this is something to be aware of, that when you are doing this, hold your W. So that if you got the dragon, that's good. Let's pretend Rek'Sai does get the dragon. Then he dies for this. Just simply for being this stupid, he dies. He has to die for this. So you have to have your W. The moment that he comes in, W comes out. It's on a delay. It takes a little while for it to go off, but he does not escape. He does not get out of here, but you don't have a stun. So the moment he comes in, you have to have that W, and you just put him in the dirt. The moment that he comes in and says, I'm going to be stupid, you put him in the dirt. Yumi, being attached to him, then also dies, and now you are 3-0, or Twisted Fate is 1 and something. I don't actually know what his score is, but they die for this. This is not an acceptable play from Rek'Sai. He dies here, and he kills Yumi for being stupid. They are willing to kill themselves. You need to have your W.
Y'all can link. Ooh.
That's a Rek'Sai flash out of the pit.
Y'all can link and shit like that, you feel me? So that's what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? That's why I am streaming. I'm not streaming so y'all can like, I mean, yeah, so y'all can see me play, but like, you know, it's not like, because so many y'all want to do it. So, and for me, it's like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Y'all put me on the, y'all put me on the one thing, I'm going to get it. Go through it until I get to a certain point, you feel me? Then once I get to that certain point, I feel like I'm gonna be good. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be good for a little while. So, you know, I mean, if I'm streaming and live, I make a mistake, like, of course y'all are gonna say something, like, you feel me? Like, of course y'all gonna say something like, what the fuck? Like, oh, you should have done this, or, you know what I'm saying? They're like, nah, like, you're good or whatever. That's part of streaming though, so I'm not tripping about none of that. Not tripping about none of that.
So hopefully we do Raptors into a recall. We're in good shape. No, so just do Raptors into a recall.
Okay, I'm just gonna help this nigga. Because he could easily win this.
And this is just Rek'Sai goofy shit. Like, he's just... he has no business being here. Yeah, he just has no business being there. Okay, so let's talk about Rek'Sai for a minute. Rek'Sai is going to be a 50% iron player. He's not going to climb. The reason he's not going to climb is because he's willingly killing himself in Tribush that he has no business being in. He has no business being up here. For the purpose of consistency, he needs to be making plays that are going to accomplish something. and more often than not be successful. He has no business being here. What the fuck is he doing here? It's the same as Yorick on the Raptors or Rek'Sai trying to take the grubs, but this is like egregiously bad. So in some previous videos of this Road to Silver, you were this Rek'Sai. So if you want a gauge for improvement, a gauge for how much better am I becoming as a player, ask yourself when you're playing, ask yourself, what the fuck is this Rek'Sai doing? Or maybe they're making good plays. Maybe you look at it and you say, oh, maybe this makes sense. I'm not sure. But you can look at this Rek'Sai and say, this makes no sense to me. What he's doing makes no sense. Even if it did make sense, this is still a Cho'Gath, and this is still a Rek'Sai. Like, what was he going to do? What was his plan? There was no plan. There was no idea for how do I get through this game and progress it towards a win. He has no plan. He's just here doing stuff.
He wasn't winning that. He wasn't winning that. I had that calculated in my brain the whole time.
Now, that could have been... It could have gone 50-50 either way.
I had it calculated in my
the
brain
difference
the
is
whole
we
time.
are not playing a 50-50
One
game.
thing I can
So
say
we
is that
will, over time, gain percentage against this Rek'Sai. Whereas he is playing a 50-50 game. That fight could have gone either way.
Seeing the real
but that's how
play.
Rek'Sai is playing. That's not how we're playing. Which is why
you know
we
what I mean?
will
Like
climb and he will not.
I'm like doing shit on purpose. You know what I mean? Before I was really like, I was doing some cool shit.
Because in other games that works for Rek'Sai.
I was doing some cool
maybe
shit.
it
like
works in this game for
you know
Rek'Sai. And so then you say, oh shit, I just died and this really sucks. But for consistency, over 100 games, you win 60 of them and Rek'Sai wins 45. One of you climbs and one of you doesn't.
I would hope I have my flash, so if I need to get the fuck out of here for some reason like this.
Yeah, 2 grubs and out. That's good.
It's cool. You might go up in there and get sturdy in there.
The Cho'Gath might have R here. No, so you can recall. Your job is done. I mean, you can go in there. You could... So, let's just... We'll watch this here. Right. It's not that important, but I have a question. Because I am not an actual Echo player. Can Echo dash over that wall?
Just in time, I looked.
That's important information for you to know as an Echo player. Can Echo dash that wall? Because then you don't need to use Flash, and you don't need to walk all the way back around to get into that fight with Rek'Sai.
I thought,
if Echo's dash is long enough, which you just go to practice tool and just try it. Go to practice tool, just go straight to that wall, take E first, and just try to jump that wall. You can drop your cooldowns. There's a bar on the left, and you set the cooldowns to 0 so that they auto-refresh the whole time. That you can just walk around and just dash over walls and see which ones you can and which ones you can't. But I would be willing to bet that Echo can E-dash over that wall. The same way you're about to do right here.
You should be fucking good, dude.
I'm willing to bet you don't need Flash to get out of that, and you don't need Flash to get back in there, that you can E at some feature of that wall, that some part of that wall is skinny enough that you can E over it. The other thing it's an important feature of the League of Legends map is that the map is not flat. It might look flat in the way that we play it, but the map does have elevation. So certain walls you can dash over one way, but cannot dash the other. An example of that would be this river is a valley. This river is lower in elevation than up here and down here. So you might be able to E this way, even though this wall looks thick. There's the potential. I don't know if it's true with Echo, but you might be able to E down into the river, but you may not be able to E up out of the river because the river is below this terrain, if you imagined it like a valley, where this is way up here and this is way down here, and so you can't E out because not only is the distance from here to here far, but it's also up, and so it's further, mentally, as like a mental picture. You have to go up and over, whereas here you're falling down, so you can E down but you cannot E up. Now, I don't know if that's true. If you can E up, I don't know. You'd have to try that in Practice Tool, but there are certain parts of the terrain where you can E one direction and can't E the other.
I'm trying to walk over that bitch. Thank you.
Now, because you're building up a more fundamental baseline of your CS and your farm and your clear, we can talk about more of these little intricate details.
Kill her. Just kill her. Thank you. Oh! What? The lag!
I was wondering what the fuck just happened. Internet diff. There's an internet diff. Contact your internet service provider. Report all, GG. Report your ISP. Okay, I do want to look at this dragon fight. I don't want to rub in the lag, but I do want to look at this dragon fight. Okay, so the difference between this fight and the last fight was that bot lane was getting bodied. It was still early in the game. They were still shoved under, and this dragon was free. You are also still very strong, but at that point, you had one item completed, and you were simply just stronger than everybody else in the lobby at that time. So nobody could fight you over that dragon. This one's slightly different because I don't know how Rek'Sai is doing. He's probably still shit because he hasn't been farming and he's been dying everywhere. But the same concept would apply where you had your W this time, so I wondered if you were going to use it. They dropped a ward here. Right.
I'm trying to walk over that bitch. Thank you.
They definitely dropped. There it is. So they dropped a word here. They have vision. Your sweeper is down, but you have 250 gold and you had just come out of base. If you were coming out of base and you had some extra gold, buy a pink. You planned on doing dragon. You were going to move to this dragon. Have a pink on you. It's technically the support's job to have pinks, but this ward kills this dragon. Have a pink on you. Just in this instance where you're moving to dragon, we don't want to blow all of our money on pinks, but in this instance where you say, I am in base, I have some extra money in my pocket, and I can easily afford this pink and it doesn't delay my item spike plans, spend 75 gold on a pink when you're coming to this dragon so that you can chuck it in the back of this wall and that ward gets turned off and then you can clear that ward out of there. That does not allow Rek'Sai to have the free vision to come in like he did. But then we also still have the same setup as the first dragon, where your W is up this time. You do have your W. So now is as a mental plan for how do I want to secure this dragon. Know your damage. Know how much damage you are capable of outputting so that you can have a stronger drop ability in smite where you just throw out your final finisher ability, where you throw out your finisher ability and smite. Actually, it turns out we don't even have smite, but it's okay. So I didn't even notice that. But we know that the dragon is getting low. We should be prepping for our finisher ability, whether it's Q or it's E. We should be prepping for doing like an E smite or a Q smite, just one after the other. So EF Do you have, what is that? D? So ED or QD. But because it's getting low, preemptively put your W down. I believe it's a 2 second timer, so now you can have your W down. So that if anybody, at the time that the smite is about to go off, at the time where it becomes critical, your W also is now primed and ready to also go off. It's just a more technical,
No.
precise way to do this dragon. Because he's likely to try this all game long.
Kill her. Just kill her.
He's likely to just
Thank you.
try stealing shit all game.
Oh!
And
What?
internet diff.
The lag!
Report ComEd. Report MediaCom. Report Frontier. GG report all. Google all your internet service providers in your area and just report every single one of them. Okay, let's see where we go from here.
What was that? Bro, what was that? How am I going
So
over here?
when we start getting
There's
into
nothing
some
over
of
here
these
for me.
weird
Waste a
champions,
little bit of time.
where you won't see actually you just got a buff, so you might see Rek'Sai more often. But let's pretend that you never see
Sorry.
Rek'Sai. It's not something that you frequently come across. You want to
Bro. For sure.
try to
For sure.
try to have
Bitch
some
ass
kind
me.
of plan for it. In the worst case scenario,
Bitch ass nigga.
I can cover this dragon in this way. Because we don't know these champions, we don't know what they can do.
I'm not gonna get too wrapped up in it.
And you're getting beat up by the wife.
Nigga, lucky I ain't got my fucking ult, brother.
You're probably just gonna die here. You didn't need to go back in.
Yeah, nigga.
Yeah. So now we're trying to
I mean, I was
manufacture
clicking my
plays
I had
now.
that motherfucker, didn't I?
Instead of just allowing them to kill
See, this
themselves,
game's
now
getting a
we are
little too
trying
messy. This game
to
is getting messy.
manufacture something.
Okay.
Which might be cope for losing the dragon.
Please. Save that nigga.
Where we're a little bit tilted at the internet, we're a little bit tilted at losing dragon, and so now we're trying to make up
See,
for
I don't know.
that.
I don't know.
We don't
Like, I
have
don't know
to.
how Vladimir pops the fuck off. Like, I don't know how he works. Cause what you call it when every time I tried to use him and shit, like when I was first trying forgot play mid and shit, bro. Like, I didn't understand how the fuck he worked at all. You let them take rift, bro. One thing I can say, bro, is that fucking lag. I win that if I'm not lagging, or if that lag spike didn't fucking happen. Like, what the fuck was that? Why am I lag? Why am I spiking? He took the rift.
Yeah, so Cho'Gath
Nah,
is
he's
now
gangster
online.
for that. You know he's gotta die for that.
I might make a video on what
You know
all of the
homie's gotta die
champions
for
do.
that. He done.
Not all of their intricate details, not all of their abilities, but their important ones. The
He
ones
had to
to know about so that when you're in a game and you
Did
see
he
them,
pick
you
it up?
know
No, he didn't pick it up.
generally what their first thought is. What a Iron Cho'Gath plans on doing. Where,
He doesn't have the rift though.
for example, we'll just use the Cho'Gath.
Why are you screaming for help
Without
for?
having to go into all of his abilities and all of the mechanics of Cho'Gath and everything that Cho'Gath would want and desire
Not close
to
at all.
become as a champion,
Anything else?
what we can reasonably
Super
expect
impactful.
out of an
What
Iron
can I do?
Cho'Gath is to
Just
be
go help him, I guess.
healthy, to build health items, to be very tanky, and to have R.
Best thing I can
His
do, help him
R
get the
is an
tower.
execute. His R will be higher than your smite is, especially towards the end of the game. The more things that he Rs and executes, the stronger his R becomes, and he will then just walk in and like R a Baron. It will be higher than your smite. Let's say it'll be 3,000 where you're capped out at 12. So then your smite in a Cho'Gath game is not important. Your smite compared to what Cho'Gath's smite is a third of what he's
Let's
capable of
go.
R'ing, and he wants to
We gonna
R
make it
it
for
as
this.
an Iron
Um,
Cho'Gath. That is what he is in the game to
if
do.
anybody can
He
tell me
wants
why
to
Rek'Sai
R
is so
objectives.
fucking whatchamacallit, bro? No,
So your
no, I had
smite
to resist
is
it.
going to become unimportant later in the game. That if we can get a Cho'Gath on an
Okay, cool.
objective, that
I'm back to
he
full health.
knows his champion wants to R
See,
something, that we
I was
get it to like
I had to
his
resist
threshold, and
the
he is now
urge
the
to go
new
in his
smite.
jungle, bro,
Your smite isn't
or her jungle,
important.
bro. I had to
He's the
resist the
new
urge
smite.
really bad.
That
Oh
also
fuck,
gives
the
us
drag, bro.
opportunities in a Cho'Gath game to not
Yep,
have to go to
she definitely
objectives,
got that
where
hoe.
we get more map variety. We can do things in other places because we don't have to be at
Trade
the
off though.
objective, because his smite is bigger than our smite. His R is bigger than the enemy's smite. He can always out R the enemy's smite, and so we don't have to be there. He can secure things. Doesn't mean we don't want to be there. It's just that sometimes we don't have to be. There are now more options because Cho'Gath is in the game.
Mm, wait, he's done. I didn't. She have collect? Nah, she just hit me hard as a bitch. Bro, kill. I don't know what the fuck is going on.
So what's going on here is Big
Please,
Beastly Cho'Gath
silence or
is just
something.
eating
Silence.
damage, doing
No.
his job as far as he understands it, of just existing as a big beefy body in front of the enemy.
Thank you. Thank you.
And then Vlad is going to be just applying a bunch of magic damage, AoE, killing a lot of people and healing off of
Oh
it
wait, what the
while
fuck?
hiding
Oh, this is not
behind a
even there.
big bodied Cho'Gath.
I was over there rushing for nothing.
Which is also what you could do. You won't be healing off of it, but you just hide behind the big bodied Cho'Gath. And when people get low, you go in and you execute them,
Just gonna
and then
full
you
clear
dash
and
back
shit.
out, and you just do that and repeat.
Oh, we're
Allow
catching up.
Cho'Gath to just eat all of the damage. You don't have to sacrifice your body, you just sacrifice Cho'Gath's body, because his body can take it.
Okay, this mini lag. I need to figure out how to motherfucking whatchamacallit. I can just look it up. But birder, how to get my shit back on there, my FPS and my milliseconds, so I can know what the. Why does he keep doing that? Why?
Because he's
Why?
bad.
Okay. Nah, he's good. Fuck that. I need a full clear.
He's doing it because he heard about it one
This
time
shit is
where
so annoying, bro. I know it's just
Yorick
Raptors, but
gets
like,
big farm, Yorick gets big CS. He can passively farm those with his ghouls. And so that's all that this low elo Yorick knows. He doesn't know why he does it, he just does it. Which is also why he died at Raptors at like level, I think he was level 6, but
sir.
that's why he died there, is because he doesn't know why he does it. That's just what Yorick does, so
Okay.
that's what I do.
What's going on up there? Oh, his big ass. Is he going? Okay, he's going RCL. Good as shit. No. I didn't finish my full clear. That musty ass nigga is still alive.
That's a good stun.
Yeah.
It allows your team to move
Yeah.
in.
Oh no, you. Oh.
Can't dash over
Oh,
that
he's
well.
dead. I was looking for that nigga like. I don't want to. I don't want to fight her in the jungle. Put me against the wall and shit. On some kinky shit. Clear some things. All right. I need 900, bruh. I need 900 actually. Oh man, I didn't think I was gonna be able to catch up with her at the CS, bro. Did not think. Oh my lord.
So as far as CS, we're around
I
6
lost
right
track of my
now.
shit.
So it could be better, but it is better than it was before. I think at this point we're just dying too
Bro,
much.
Rek'Sai is
We're
so
trying to do
annoying,
too
my
much.
nigga. Like there's no point in focusing her, bro. Like it is so annoying, bro. That shit is so annoying, bro.
So
I don't know
we are
why.
trying to
I
make
need to
plays
stop.
happen, and we're
I
dying
need to
for it.
stop.
Whereas this Cho'Gath is effectively unkillable right now. That
He's just split
we could
pushing
just
this
tuck
shit.
in
We can't do
behind
nothing about
him
that
and
drag
say,
either.
lead us wherever you want to go.
It's unfortunate.
Nobody can
Very
kill you,
unfortunate.
so I'll just go where you go. And then when an opportunity presents itself, we'll kill whoever decided to try.
5K. Where's he going? You're not slick, my boy. Like we see you, but this shit hurt. Yeah. I can get my shit tapped. I need to be careful. I can get my shit tapped. Woo! Buttery. See, if when we have a Cho'Gath this fucking big, my nigga, like you always have a chance. I'm not gonna go in first. I'm not gonna go in at all. Matter of fact, they don't need me there. I'd rather just not die. Damn.
I'm gonna guess you just go to Baron right now. Yeah, so with the Rek'Sai dead, it was just an immediate move to Baron.
Just go here and just get my
Cho'Gath
shit.
R is too strong. Your smite's too strong.
My
And
next item is
their smite right now is dead.
Zongus. I think I'm okay. I'll just be able to get a.
But yeah, I think at this stage in the game, it's more about macro decisions and the intricacies of this specific game, and so that's not really what I want to look at or explain because it's not repeatable. It's really only relevant to what is happening in this game, and this game isn't important for consistently winning the next game or consistently winning the game after that or the game after that. So the video might be finished here. I'm going to finish watching it, but I think that the purpose of this video has been finished, where we cleared well. We took the kills that they gave us. They were willing to kill themselves several times, and so we just allowed them to kill ourselves. And then where this game started to fall apart is when we then became them. We were playing our game, and now we are playing Iron Game again, where we are trying to manufacture kills. We are trying to outplay or push something that was unnecessary, and we don't have to. We can just continue to allow them to kill themselves, allow them to make mistakes where they are just blatantly obvious, and we say, that's free. I'll just kill you for this. It's easy. And just do the easy things. We don't have to. It was like a death here. We didn't have to do that. But at this point, now we're just dying more often, and we don't have to. We really don't have to. We allow them to kill themselves. We are strong. We can secure these objectives. We can move in with Cho'Gath, but we don't have to try and outplay something or manufacture something. We can just allow them to kill themselves and continue to fuck up their own game while we just progress the game towards winning. So I think that'll be it for this video. I'll finish watching this, but I think that'll be it for this video.